And today we're going to do a deep dive on who got it worse in the CGI series, Henry or Toby. So today we're going to go 5 episodes for each of them. Here is the list. And now in no particular order, let's start with Flatbeds of Fear. Firstly, I like how Salty tells the story to the engines, even if it is a stupid one. And I do like Emily's reasoning for not believing it. I also like how reasonable Cranky's role is here. Sadly, that's it for the positives. Now, for the negatives. I hate how scared Henry is in this episode, and how easy he gets spooked. He gets spooked by a cow, a station master, the sound of pipes. So much he stops the train and Emily has to take it. Now, before I said I liked Emily, but after she gets so easily spooked by the pipes, I really don't like it, and how it nearly causes an accident, and how no one realises it's wind until Cranky points it out. All in all, it's a stupid episode, and the worst of all of Henry's so far. Next up, Henry's magic box. Now for the positives. I love a little footprints in the snow, and how much of a father figure the fucking soul is to Henry throughout the whole episode. I also like how careful Henry is in sorting out for the box. Now for the negatives. I don't like how worried Henry is about the box, or how he doesn't tell Gordon, Toby or James, and ignores Thomas and Percy, how he just can't figure out what happened to the box, or how he just can't figure out to the box. But I do like the ending, the fact controlling all his engines. So all in all, not as bad as the last one. Still not the best, but an improvement. Hopefully, the next one is better. Henry gets the express. Let's see how this one goes. I love Thomas's reassurance to Henry after Gordon's comments. I also like how the Flat Controller agrees with Thomas, along with Henry's confidence pulling it, and Cranky's sarcasm. Along with a lot of the engine's roles, even Renee is a small role with the V-mounting quarry. Now, for the negatives. I don't like Gordon's role. It shows no growth, or how Henry is initially scared at pulling it. Thomas even says so in the episode. But this is generally the best of the bunch so far. So let's have the next one is good. Oh. It's Henry Spots Trouble. That episode. I like the setup, I guess, of Stephen and Bridget. And Emily reassuring Henry and Roseworth is nice. That's all I can say for the positives. Now for the negatives. I hate Henry being scared of Thomas, Paxton and Gordon. So much he runs away and he crashes into James. Going so far from all the way back to Ellsworth. Or he got the Fat Controller with his pants. Or how at the end Henry gets worried about measles and Paxton has to explain again. This is the worst of all of Henry's. I absolutely hate it. Now on to Henry's final episode, Henry's Hero. Firstly, I love Hero's role. It's nice to see him paired up with Henry, and how determined he is. And Duck's small role with the cold, explaining what's happened to Puff. I also don't mind Henry going back to the shed for once, and Hero putting all his confidence in Henry and how they try their hardest. I love Henry pushing Hero up the hill. Sadly, now it's for the negatives. Thomas feels very forced in this episode, and how we only see the bad cult affecting Hero and Henry. But other than those two things, it is all around the best of Henry's. Let's hope Toby's are just as good. First up, Toby's new whistle. I like the setup of Toby needing a whistle. I also like James' lore about the whistle, along with that. I like how Toby doesn't know how to use it, as he has never needed to. He has always had a bell before this. I like how Toby advises all his problems. I like trying to get addition to the farmers, and how Toby uses the whistle to save Thomas and Gordon. Now for the negatives. I don't like how the Fat Control doesn't do anything to save Gordon and the AD hat. I don't know how scared Toby's about the cows, and I do feel Percy and Emily's roles are a bit useless. But this doesn't ruin the episode for me. Not the best, but not the worst. Midi of the list right now. Trust me, it gets a whole lot worse. Now for Signals Crossed. I like how starting the episode Henrietta has a face. It gives her something to do. I like the scene of all the engines at Knapford, like Edward, Stanley and Oliver. I also love Henry's reassurance to Toby about the junction. Now for the negatives. I just hate how Toby is portrayed in this episode. Toby would never be this scared, especially over something like signals. It just isn't like Toby to be so scared. He has gone over it hundreds of times. Why this time? Or would he be scared? I also don't really like the Fat Controller's role in this episode. He should be with engines. Worst we've had so far. Now on to Heart of Gold. I love the opening scene of the thieves planning how to steal the crown, and how we see them unwrapped at the castle. Glyn and me also work really well in reassuring Toby about the guests. The pump trolley setup is clever too, seeing it abandoned, and then the thieves in the chase scene is also fantastic. The O works well as well. Now on to the negatives. I don't like how Toby's portrayed in this episode again. He wouldn't be scared out of people telling him he's old-fashioned. He already knows. And how Toby avoids the crowbar either. But overall, it's a good episode. Best of all so far. On to the Inventor's Spectacular Bridge. Now, just where to begin? I mean literally where to begin this episode. But let's do it. I like the inclusion of the Rickett's Bridge. It's a nice callback to Toby has a little lamb, even if it doesn't look falling down. The continuity of Emily being rescued is also nice. Again, Henrietta reassuring Toby is always nice, even if this time she is wrong. Now on to the negatives. Toby is scared. Again. If we ever see him pass over, even if we see him pass over, before the bridge collapses. And the bridge, it's a gimmick made to sell toys, and not even a good one at that. It can carry one engine and a truck at a time. Basically useless overall. Not the best, not the worst. Just Moving on to the final episode. Toby's new friend. I love the episode of Philip gushing over Toby to Thomas. And they finally talk to Toby with him not being interested. And even with Philip appearing again on the branch. But for once, Toby works at not being into Philip, and Toby only racing if he's used up until he realise he can't race. And only winning because Philip let him into it. Now back into the negatives. Philip not being able to tell the difference between a steam trap and a box cab is a bit annoying. Also ignoring how Toby is not interested in talking to him. Toby is a tiny bit too grumpy for my liking, but overall, second best. So there was my analysis of 5 Henry and 5 Toby episodes from the CGI era. I do hope you like it. I have found that in my opinion, Toby's was worse overall. All the ranking will be in the comments. But until then, goodbye.